Hello everyone, it's day 12 today. I think it's Tuesday. I seem to have lost track of the days a bit. And this cooler weather that has been ushered in here is really, it's really making me feel all snuggly and cozy and like I want to hunker down a little bit. And I think the horses are feeling the same. Suddenly overnight they've all sprouted a bit of a winter coat. Even Jazz, who hardly ever gets any kind of a coat. So I guess there's a change in the air. The seasons are changing. And it really got me to thinking about what's important when things change, how we respond and how we react when things change. So one of the models that's been kind of flitting through my head a little bit in the last day or so is the Hudson cycle of renewal model. So that is really, not to go into too much detail about it, but there's a part in the model where you really have to cocoon. You really have to go deep within and make a cocoon around yourself in order to rest and to hibernate, to allow new growth to happen and new creativity and new projects. So it feels a little bit like that's what's starting to happen for me now. I've noticed the very different change in energy from last week compared to this week. I don't know if anybody else has been aware of that, either on their own personal level or perhaps on a more macro level in your communities and perhaps on social media, even in the news. The energy is different this week. And the energy is different for me too. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to kind of snuggle up a little bit with ourselves, whether you're alone or whether you're in a house full of people. There's time and there's space to cocoon a little, to hibernate, so that we can hatch new projects, so that we can rest and recover enough to be able to grow again later in the spring. And I think that's a really beautiful message for myself at the moment, because I'm kind of an on-the-go type of person, and the idea of resting and hibernating doesn't come naturally to me. And I think for many of us, our lives are so busy, we don't take the time that we need to cocoon when we're feeling burnt out, or we're feeling fragile, or we're feeling overcooked. We often just keep pushing ourselves through and starting new projects and doing new things. And it seems somehow deeply meaningful that this time not only allows us to do that, but actually forces us to. So there's really something about surrendering to where I am right now and allowing myself to do the cocooning and the snuggling and just looking within and allowing myself to rest. So I hope you find that useful at this time. You might not be quite at that place right now, and that's absolutely fine. But if you do resonate in any way with that, there's really something to be said for taking some time. I hope you have a very peaceful and beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.